Glassdoor charity based in Chelsea will be raising money for homelessness with their annual Big Sleep Out on the 4th of October. I've spoken to Glassdoor volunteers and previous guests on how we can raise awareness for homeless people.
The first thing I would say is that just remember that we're all human, and maybe that sounds a bit too obvious, but I think people who come to us for our services often tell us that it's loneliness that can be one of the most difficult things about being homeless. So try striking up a conversation. We're all so busy, and we walk by and it can be a bit daunting and it's hard to talk to strangers, but if you do have the time, stop and have a chat and how are you? Sometimes a simple recognition that somebody's out there. I think we always think, if I was in this position, how would I want somebody to treat me? And try to mirror that kind of thinking. So a small gesture can go a long way. Volunteering is always a great way to get involved, and we have over 1,500 volunteers who help out at Glassdoor. And it's really wonderful to see people coming together from all different backgrounds, and people sit at communal tables and have dinner together with our guests, and which is what we call the men and women who turn to us for our services. So it's a really nice way of getting to know your neighbors, getting to know people from different kinds of backgrounds, and that I think is really important, that we give people a sense of community. Well, I think at the end of the day, homelessness is just about not having a solid place to call home, and I think people can find themselves in that situation because of all different reasons. There's structural problems that cause it, and I hate to focus too much on the individual reasons because it somehow seems to place the blame on the individual, whereas I think it's because we haven't, it's getting easier and easier to fall through the cracks.
My mum and dad got divorced when I was 4, so I got separated. I went to live with my gran. My uncle comes to live there. He was very abusive, mentally, physically. I hated living at home. I was very broken and lost since I was a child. When I came to London in 1984, I thought I'd got freedom. I thought I'd run away to freedom. I ran away into a place of addictions. I thought I was running for freedom. I ran into darkness. I ended up in drugs and drink, and then I ended up in prison. And it was just a cycle I was in for the next 26 years. And you're thinking we can give people hope in the shelters. And it's not about what I've got, it's what we can give to other people.